Okay, my name's Casey Burnett. We're from Burnett Fire Equipment in Friendship, Tennessee, and we're doing the annual pump test on Lincoln County's pumpers so they can maintain their ISO rating. All the apparatus the fire pumps on them have to be pump tested once a year in order for them to maintain their ISO rating.
So tell me how the process works. What all we do?
Okay, what we're doing is, of course, we're drafting out of this pit. We can't do it while being hooked to a fire hydrant or anything that's pressurized. We have to be pulling out of what you call a drafting pit where we have no pressure involved to help the pump. The pump's having to do all the work that way. It's called a static water supply. Each pumper has to pass 3 tests. They have to be able to pump 100% of the fire pump's rated capacity at 150 psi for the first test. The second test is it has to be able to pump 70% of its rated capacity at 200 psi. And in the third test, we tested at 50% of its rated capacity at 250 psi. So each test is less volume but more pressure. And what that's doing is you're testing the wear and all on your fire pump to make sure that it still is capable of doing what it was originally built to do. And the insurance service office will always give you credit for that pump, no matter how old it is, as long as it will still pass its pump test and do what it was originally built to do.
Okay.
And that's what we're doing. We're testing them to make sure they're still able to do that.
So what's this thing here doing?
This is our pitot. And what that's doing is we're changing tips, and we know that we're going to be pumping on this one half its rated capacity, which will be 625 gallons per minute. And we know we got to have 88 here, and we've got an 1.5 inch tip in there, and that'll give us 625 gallons per minute. So we got to have 88 here and 250 up here for it to test out.
All right.
And it'll do better than that, but that's what it's got to do to pass its test. deluge set. And what happens, we have to change the tip out here on the end of it. But this is how we're pumping the water back into this test pit, so that we don't waste any water. We just pump the same water over and over. And that saves on water, because we're going to test 14 pumpers, and we'll actually pump probably 150,000 gallons of water today. But we're using the same water and over, so we're not wasting any that way.
Yeah.
And that's what this is, what's called a deluge set to pump, and it's a master stream, so that we can pump the full capacity of a fire pump through one nozzle.
What's this thing at the end here?
Okay, this is our pitot gauge, and what this does is it measures velocity pressure on the water as it goes through it, goes past it, and here's the blade for it, right at the end of my finger. And what that does is that's going to measure that, and we calculate that by what size tip we have in the end of it. And that's how we know how much volume of water we're pumping. Like if it's 1,000 GPM or 500 GPM or whatever, that's how we measure it with pitot.